Well, here we are at the Winterthur Mansion, about to look at the reflection pool.
You could have the children falling on that and dismembering themselves.
No, that looks like it's only down here. Can you see it?
Take a picture of the three ye together.
Yes, please.
Huh?
Yes, please. Yep, and this is the ferry house. And as you look around the ferry house, you can see a few ferries in the ferry house. Hang on a sec. Just pushing in front, There we go. We are going to go into the fairy ring of mushrooms. And as we dance in the fairy ring, it'll steam. It'll steam. Well, there we go.
They've probably turned off.
Yeah, tip off.
Well, no, it was because there were no fairies in the circle.
Ah, that's what it was.
Here we go.
Well,
Oh, now it's working.
I'm gonna get wet.
Ah,
Oh, it's taking its time. It's mist.
wow.
The steam.
Mate. The path to the garden of the, which family, Dave? DuPont. They were famous because
They invented gunpowder and genocide in this country.
This is very exciting.
the liberation. And yes, there's Mike with his ever faithful
So
camera.
that's the other take. The garden.
See, this tree here is a very famous tree, photographed and painted by many artisans.
Including Chris Gardiner.
Yeah. But I always thought artisans were a bit of a bore.
We come up to there, so we go straight. Straight. Where are we going to? Visitor centre. We go right, Mike. Past there.
We're lost.
Yeah, we're not lost. It's up here.
Let's go to Philadelphia. The city of brotherly love.
Here we are in Philadelphia, standing outside the Independence Hall. Chris and Michael are my team crew. And we see at the Independence Hall where the United States declared their independence and signed that document, and then 11 years later they wrote their constitution and signed it in the same building. And we have toured that already, and we have seen it. It was wonderful.
Well, here we are at the Bell.
And it's very crowded, as you can see. Very crowded. Look at that.
There was no one
It's
here.
like the Mona Lisa.
There was no one
There we go. A close up of the bell now. We'll get close. I'm going to take your picture of the bell. There's the bell. Can we see the crack? Yes, we can see the crack. Fantastic. The Liberty Bell. I don't know who the guy was who was hogging the bell, but his face rang a bell.
He was a dead ringer for his brother.
That was a real clanger.
That was a clanger. That's a clanger, guys.
We're just about to go into the Benjamin Franklin Museum. This is his moniker, a concept based on the sound produced by running a wet finger around the rim of glasses. Franklin said this gave him, of all his inventions, the greatest pleasure.
I'm live from Philadelphia, home of the fire hydrant. This is where Benjamin Franklin liberated the fire hydrants and set them free.
Hallelujah!
And they rang the bell.
And now for the original Philly footlong cheese steak.
And there it is. There it is. Packed full of all the nutrients that one needs for about a week.
Yeah.
Yum. Yum. And here we have it, the famous Philadelphia love sign. Whoa! The Philadelphia Museum of Art. Well, we actually didn't go into the museum only because it's shut today. Well, we're off again on another adventure. Where are we going, David?
Turn left.
Washington,
Turn
D.C.
right ahead.
Washington, D.C. I just can't wait. How are you feeling about this, Chris?
I'm hoping we're going to go by the Chesapeake Bay Bridge
After 3/10 of a
myself.
mile, turn right.
Fantastic. Let's go that way. Road trip to Washington. On our road trip, Dave has cold hands.
But a warm heart.
But a warm heart, yes.
Serious?
No.
There's Chris in the back.
Do it.
Our own private DJ.
Spinning the disc from dusk to dawn.
We're going over the Bay Bridge. The Bay Bridge. Probably the longest bridge I've ever gone over. And so we have stopped at the peninsula to film the bridge.
It'd be a good race, wouldn't it? 2 kilometres. Way over there on the side.
Well, we've finally arrived at Washington, at the Capitol. So let's have a look around. We're looking at the Capitol and there's a protest about coal out the front.
I believe in saving the trees. I believe in saving the polar bears and the whales. I believe in preserving our planet and our nation for the next generation.
Here we are, standing in Washington, D.C. in front of the Capitol building, which is the House of Parliament for the United States government, housing both the House of Representatives on my right and the Senate on my left.
The Supreme Court. Equal justice under law. And here we are in the actual Supreme Court. And now we're at the Library of Congress, the Thomas Jefferson Building. Very nice. And nothing makes a building nicer than a good fountain. There we have Ulysses Grant,
Trying to get information. What are you going to do?
known for winning
There's been reports
the
coming out with rewrites
Civil
by their
War.
own mission, and it could be.
Here we have Chris
That is
Gardner,
hardly a pro-air
known for
agenda.
shooting everything
Well, I want
that
to thank you.
moves.
I will tell you, as chairman of the House,
And there we have a fantastic shot
we will be
of
as
the
diligent
Capitol
as we
building.
possibly can, trying to.
We're now in the leafy suburbs, about to have lunch, following the man with a bag. So we're off to Ben's Chili Bowl.
To Ben's Chili Bowl. Your first time here.
Yep.
Our number one is the half smoke. It is beef and pork mix. And then there's a sausage. Enjoy your food.
Fabulous. David's about to show us how to eat one of these things. Head on a tilt, use your lips and your tongue.
Soon he moved from Chicago, he moved to DC. He got the girls and the wife settled in the house, and he hit the town with the mayor at the time, Adrian Fenty. And Fenty brought him straight here. Right.
Well, I'm at Arlington Cemetery, and we're just about to have a view of the unknown soldier's grave.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? I am Sergeant Sandifer of the 3rd Infantry Regiment, United States Army. Guard of Honor, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. The ceremony that you are about to witness is the changing of the guard. In keeping with the dignity of this ceremony, it is requested that everyone remain silent and standing. Shoulder. Halt. Forward. March. Forward. Halt. Ready. Hey. Reason. Oh. Forward. Oh. Ready. Hey. Forward. March. Hard. Halt. All up.
Over the stage, sir.
I imagine the grave to be quite just a lawn cemetery, but it's actually very full of trees. It's quite a pretty place just to come.
About to visit the home of Robert E. Lee, who was a Union general for the North before the Civil War broke out. When when hostilities began, he had a decision to make. Did he fight for his country, the United States of America, or his state, Virginia? This estate is in Virginia. Virginia was part of the Confederacy, the southern states. He chose to fight for his state. He put his state above his country. Therefore, he chose to fight for the Confederacy. In retaliation, the Union Army came in, confiscated his property, and buried Union soldiers in his front yard so that he'd never be able to use his home again as his family home. And he left and never ever came back here. So you up into Pennsylvania?
Well, it was certainly some house. Those pillars are something to behold. The view from Arlington House.
See straight on, but you can look at my boy.
On September the 11th, 2001, acts of terrorism took the lives of thousands at the World Trade Center in New York City, in a grassy field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and here at the Pentagon. And that's where we are at the moment. At the Pentagon, there's the Pentagon building in the background. So I'm here at the Pentagon Memorial, and in the actual centre of the place, where you can see a lot of the memorials themselves, and each one of these is dedicated to one of the people who died. For example, here we have Daniel M. Caballero. For the people born in 1957, their memorials are along here. It may be getting late, but we're at the Lincoln Memorial, where Martin Luther gave his fantastic dream speech. At the White House at night. The end of a great day in Washington.